for that information. Moving on then to our next story, and to get a sense of the state of play in Indian politics ahead of the general elections commencing from the middle of April to early June, we have representatives of the two main political parties. We have Charu Pragya, who's the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and Ashpreet Khadial, who's the spokesperson of the Congress Party. In fact, we currently seem to have the Congress spokesperson, Mr. Khadial. It is a legal matter. Now, the Congress, we're talking about the Congress's accounts being frozen. So it appears to be, that the law has applied. The question that comes to mind, the common man as well, is why did the Congress not file its IT returns when it was due bound to do so? And for a major political party, that appears to be a little slack.
Thank you, Mark, for the question.
Yeah.
First and foremost, it's not the accounts that are being frozen. It is the democracy of India that the Bharatiya Janata Party has tried to freeze. Second of all, the timing is very important here. It's paramount. It's a matter of 2018 to 2019, and then the freezing of the accounts happens in 2024. And this is not the only notice. This is not the only action that the IT has initiated against us. There's a matter of 1993, 1994, 30 years down the line, they send us another notice, and just before the Lok Sabha election. So this delay of 30 years, this delay of 5 years, how does anyone understand that? And I think one thing that anyone and everyone can understand from this is that it is a political vendetta. The Bharatiya Janata Party is scared. The Bharatiya Janata Party is afraid of being ousted. And therefore, they are doing what they do best.
No, but you still didn't answer my question as to why the Congress didn't file its returns when it was duty bound to do so.
Answering your question. As far as the ITRs are concerned, as far as these questions are concerned, number one, the matter is sub judice. The order has been observed. Therefore, it wouldn't be appropriate for you or for me or to anyone to comment upon that, because the principle of natural justice, one says it's innocent until proven guilty. Okay. But the Bharatiya Janata Party, of course, says it's guilty until innocent. However, since we are asking questions, there's another matter wherein the Supreme Court declared electoral bonds unconstitutional. My question to the Bharatiya Janata Party is, why do we see this pattern wherein 84 companies were raided and just after that they donated to the Bharatiya Janata Party? Then why do we see a pattern of quid pro quo, 25 companies that made donations, certainly after that they got projects? And then there is third pattern. 4 companies got projects, and after getting those projects, they gave donations. Now, this pattern is way more dangerous than some filing or non-filing of the ITR, and nobody is wanting to talk about that. Second of all, the Supreme Court has declared it unconstitutional, something that the Bharatiya Janata Party brought and something that the Bharatiya Janata Party benefited the most from. I mean, the BJP should now welcome it with open arms. The judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court say that it was unconstitutional.
I'm not sure whether we still have the BJP spokesperson with us, but Ms. Pragya, if you are with us, yes. So do you believe that the government has a role in creating a level playing field, ma'am, for political parties? Or is that the EC's sole responsibility? Because, I mean, the accusation being made is that the government is utilizing institutions to try and stifle the opposition.
A very good evening to you. I believe, yes, the government is supposed to create a level playing field, but at the same time, it is not our responsibility to make the opposition step up and do their job better. It's not our responsibility to help them win elections. And how is it that they're going to win elections when their agendas are entirely extremely negative? Their track record has been negative. They never had a report card to show before any election. And now, with 10 years of Modi government, the people of India have become habitual to leaders who are responsible for every single thing that happens on ground every single day. Leaders who don't sit on a high horse and lord over them, but instead call themselves servant of the people and serve them round the clock. We work with a report card in hand. We work with an agenda. We work with a vision, whether it is providing homes to the poor, making sure they get water through taps, there is LPG connections, there is electrification of villages. The speed at which roads have been built in our country has been tripled. The number of airports have been doubled. I can go on and on because the last 10 years in India's journey has been transformational, and it has been a very important decade in India's rise. My colleague from the Congress was right now talking about electoral bonds, so let me also take a moment to mention very quickly about electoral bonds. The first thing they seem to forget is that it is a legally passed law. It is passed in the Parliament of India. The second important thing is the Bharatiya Janata Party has never hid any kind of donation at all. In fact, every single year we have declared our donations. Everything is in white. Everything is in our records. You could have gone and seen it. The third thing is, if you felt anything was wrong in electoral bonds, why is it that you continue to take money through it? Because an equal amount of money has been taken by the opposition political parties as well.
Okay.
And it's a funny number, because if you go through the fairness of it all, BJP has 18 state governments in the country and a central government, and all these political parties put together barely have a state or two at their names.
Okay, Mr. Kadial, in recent opinion, in an opinion piece, the columnist, Mr. Kidwai, he said that the Congress leaders are unenthusiastic about contesting Lok Sabha polls because of frequent defections to BJP, which is a concern. Why are the senior leaders of your party reluctant to contest?
One, I think it's the Bharatiya Janata Party's MPs, including sitting and former, that have left them and that have joined the Congress party. Have you not seen what happened in Rajasthan? Have you not seen what happened in Haryana? Have you not seen what's been happening in other states? Everybody is wanting to jump out of the double engine train. They're not even waiting for the station to come. They're just jumping off the wagon because they know that the double engine train that the Bharatiya Janata Party tom-toms about is about to crash because it has no direction. It does not, its brakes have failed already. And there was a train that, started from Jammu to Punjab, which was without a driver. The Bharatiya Janata Party's double engine train resembles to that. Second of all, it's no coincidence that the Bharatiya Janata Party has a history of misusing agencies. You remember that 95%.
You're going on about the same thing. I was asking you about why your senior leaders are not contesting the election. Many of them have said they're not available.
No, they are. They are. I want to clarify one thing, Mark.
Yeah.
That the Congress party will ensure that the Bharatiya Janata Party is ousted from the center, like we did in Telangana, like we did in Karnataka, like we did in Himachal. Second of all, it's the Bharatiya Janata Party's double engine train that's being left off. AIADMK left them, BJP left them, SAD left them, SAD Seyuk left them.
So these are all your ambitions. We'll bring in Ms. Pragya once again. Talking about the South, the BJP has released a list of 9 candidates, madam, for the Tamil Nadu polls, including Tamilsai Soundarajan from Chennai and K. Annamalai from Coimbatore. The BJP is contesting 20 of the 39 seats there. How confident is the party, of its chances in this particular state, which is dominated by regional politics?
We believe in putting our best foot forward for every single election, which means our tallest leaders, starting from the Prime Minister, all the cabinet leaders, all the people who have been prominent leaders in the state are going to be contesting. We have done really well in the South. And if you look at our footmark in the state of Telangana, which last went in for elections, we have actually doubled our vote share and won 8 seats in the state for the first time. I think that's a fantastic precedent for us to follow. I think Tamil Nadu is going to be blessing Bharatiya Janata Party and the NDA with furthermore votes, because we have seen the way DMK's remarks especially have triggered a lot of negative emotions in the people of India. They have gone all out to say certain things against the faith of Hindus, say certain things against Sanatan Dharma, and that is going to come back to haunt them during elections. They saw a glimpse of that during the 5 state elections. Okay. That being said, we are very confident of making sure that we cross the 370 mark, and together, the NDA is going to get more than 400 seats. Lastly, you were asking about Congress leaders not contesting. I think they have pretty much exhausted their list. And Congress leaders also understand that they are not standing on solid ground. They do not want to contest at all. In fact, the Gandhis have completely left Uttar Pradesh, tried to move on to safer seats. Mrs. Gandhi also did not think that she could have even won a Rajya Sabha seat from a state they rule. Himachal Pradesh was mentioned by by Mr. Khadial just now. But even in Himachal Pradesh, she was not sure of winning even a Rajya Sabha seat. So that shows how underconfident the Congress is, how underconfident all their leaders are, because I think they don't even want to be on the battleground for fear of losing.
So, Mr. Kadial, you know, there seems to be some difficulty in bringing about a common manifesto for the Indian National Development Inclusive Alliance. All parties are releasing their own manifestos. Will the voters get confused with these different manifestos?
Not at all. We are all going to be having a single manifesto, and our manifesto is not going to be like that of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Since Mr. Modi was asking for inputs for the 2024 manifesto, my suggestion to Mr. Modi is, why don't you consider 2014's manifesto? Because you have anyways not touched it. You have anyways not delivered anything that you mentioned in it. The 15 lakh, the 2 crore jobs a year, the doubling of farmers' income, the decreasing of the prices of diesel, petrol, dal, dahi, doodh, paneer and whatnot. I mean, the Bharatiya Janata Party for once could do one good thing in the last 10 years. Neither does he do a press conference, nor does he want to, deliver what was said in the manifesto. They call it guarantees nowadays. What of these guarantees that you promised in 2014? So start delivering them. And number 3, the South push that you were talking of Mr. Modi. I saw, Mr. Modi went to Tamil Nadu and Kerala 6 times, 7 times in the last 3 months. My congratulations. Yeah, just 10 seconds. My congratulations to Mr. First. In the last 10 years, he did not visit these states as many times as he just did before the election. Second, when he was coming out of the open roof car and when, flowers were being showered upon him, I couldn't just digest the fact. How could Mr. Modi do that when there are people who do not have a roof over their head?
I'm afraid we've run out of time. I have to leave it there.
Open roof car.
I'm afraid we've run out of time, but I would have liked to ask more questions, but we really don't have any time. Thanks very much, both of you, for joining us and giving us a sense of what the state of play is in Indian elections. Indonesia's election commission